Hey guys, Kiko here for another Q&A, and this one is very special because I'm celebrating the first anniversary of Open Source, my latest album, released on July 2020, and then the Q&A will be about open source, right? So I have the questions here. So here we go for the first one from this guy called Skincare Dashion. Yeah, well, go figure. How long have you worked on this album? Man, 2 years, I guess, around 2 years. From the very beginning, the first ideas, collecting, listening to the old materials that I had, and then writing new stuff and doing the first demos, then recording, and then pre-production, then starting to record the drums. But from the drums recording until the end of the final master, I think it took like 10 months, something like that, 8 months. Yeah. So, but of course, I was doing Megadeth in between. I was touring, doing all the stuff in between. So, yeah, I could have done in, 3 months, I guess. I don't know. Hard to tell. But I think a project like that, a new album, it takes at least a year and a half from the very start, when you start composing the songs, to the final master. All right? So yeah. So another one here from Jacob Pop 313. Have your experience with Megadeth changed the writing process for open source? No, I don't think so. I think Megadeth composes in a totally different way. I like to think about chord progressions and melodies, and then, maybe using the acoustic guitar or the piano. Sometimes I start with a riff, but mainly chord progressions and singing a melody. And then I see how the next part would evolve, and then I try to write always the next part, the following part, right there. And Megadeth is more based on riffs, not the melodies, not the lyrics. First the riffs, and then collect a bunch of riffs, and then see how they combine or how they can fit together, and then the concept of the song, and then they would bring a concept, and then the lyrics, and then the melody. It's a different order, I would say. So I feel more comfortable writing the chord progressions and the melodies first, and then at the same time I think about the rhythm, the grooves that would fit. And but I'm probably the next album, I don't know when, but I want to try to do like Megadeth, like get a lot of different riffs and try to put them together and see if my songs would sound differently if I do a different order, So yeah, but open source was still my old school way of writing music. Yeah, like my previous albums. Let me add something to that question, because I always get questions about, how to compose, how to write, and there's no rules, You can start with the lyrics, you can start with a concept, with a groove or a melody, the chord progression, or just one chord and start singing a melody. It doesn't matter, It's more like how you feel about that little thing that you're writing, and then try to evolve to a next part. So there's no rule, there's no right or wrong way to do it, Just do it. Try to do every day, or like almost every day, something new, and then you will get your ways of composing and writing songs, right? So the next question here from Heitor Barelli, credo che è un italiano. Heitor Barelli, congratulazione, prima di tutto, right? How did you decide the name of the album? Okay, the name of the album, I had this name for years, like 3 or 4 years. I was like, my next album will be open source, and I will share somehow all the stems, all the music, and let people to play along, to do covers, or to create new music from that, from the stems, from my ideas, the concept. So actually that concept was the first thing that I, created, because I wanted to have something that could continue somehow, you know. So because people get so excited about technology, you know, and then when I was young, I was so excited about music, and it seems like people are much more excited about technology. And one of the reasons is, I think, is because technology is always evolving. So we always have like the update of the software. You can always have the chance of fix the bugs of the software and have this collaboration of everybody working together to create something great. And if you have some problem, no problem, because you can fix it and then come with a new version. Or, you know, if you have a product, you can come with the version 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a very exciting thing, you know, with video games or any software, any technology. And then music, how could you do something like this? You know, I create an album and I create the songs. And by the way, you have like this nice color here. And then what? Then you cannot change, you know. So it's quite challenging, because when you record a solo or a melody, that's it. You know, you cannot fix the melody later, or you cannot do anything. You know, it's solid. It's there. It's not liquid. That's why you have a song called Liquid Times. And you know, because nowadays you can, you know, this video, if I don't like it, I can take it down. You know, I can do another one. You know, but the album is there forever. So the idea would be, okay, that's what I can do. That's my best on 2020. And now it's up to you to collaborate with me and create other versions or new songs, or sing on top of my songs, or get the drum stems and create a new song. So this concept of open source somehow with music was my first idea. And then I started doing the songs and try to get the name of the song kind of related to the collaboration aspect of the internet with the dark side of the internet, which is like very addictive, right? And then it can be even dangerous, right? So yeah, so that's the basic concept of the album, and the music follows that, and the name of the songs follows that first concept of the open source. So next question here from Rio Tarok. Yeah, I guess that's his name, Rio Tarok. Can you explain the process of creating and developing your ideas for open source? Thanks. Man, I don't know how to explain things, you know, in few minutes. Actually, I will take this question to promote, thank you very much, to promote my event that will happen this Sunday, July 18th, Guitar Experience, because there's a lot of questions about how to get unstuck, how to create a riff, how to create a solo, how to get a lick and make your own lick from other licks, you know. So the Guitar Experience is a full day, around 8 hours experience online with me, where my idea is to show and create on the spot songs and riffs, and interacting with you, you know, interacting with you. So you give me a riff, and then I come with the next part or suggest and help you to develop ideas. So all together in this collaborative way. So that's my idea for this Guitar Experience on July 18th. The link down below here if you want to join us, and it's going to be fun for sure, because you know, I will try my best to not talk a lot about theory, just the basic stuff, and more about music and feelings and possibilities that you don't have to think a lot about theory. Because in the end, when I'm composing and creating the songs, I do love theory, and I do know a lot of stuff, and I was reading a lot of stuff throughout my life. But in the end, you use those things, but it's more about the feeling and the possibilities that you can create without like always going back to theory. And working with Dave Mustaine, he's so creative, and then he doesn't use theory or names or things like this. And sometimes I wonder if knowing a lot of names can be distractive as well, So yeah, so that's what's gonna happen this Sunday, Guitar Experience 2021, 8 hours with me creating and discussing about being creative and creating music and riffs and everything possible. And here we go. Next one. Let's see. By the way, thanks for Real Tarot, because, had the opportunity to promote my event. Another one here from Dario. He said is a silly question. So, silly question, but why and how did you choose those names for the songs if there are no lyrics? And then a laugh emoji. So, yeah, man, like, sometimes you have to think a lot, because when you give a name to a song, you kind of make it more tangible, So you're bringing the listener to your world, your imagination. So let me see here. Like EDM, because of the vibe, kind of dark feeling of the vibe of the song, and EDM, independent mind, which is related to the to the internet, to the technology, how addictive it can be. So that's pretty clear. Liquid Times, I said something like, related to the internet as well. But songs like Dreamlike, it's just a feeling. I was listening to that song and thinking about, okay, I just want one word that can describe that feeling. And then I like the word dreamlike. And Vital Signs and Running with the Bulls, because Running with the Bulls has the clap and kind of a Spanish vibe in a way, or the flamenco Spanish vibe. So the image of Pamplona, and then running with the bulls, right? Not from the bulls, but with the bulls. So so we have to think a little bit and connect with the main concept of the album. And so I think it's fun, creating names. This one from Jacobo. Do you write the songs and then you learn how to play them, or do you play first, right? So I always play first. I'm not a guitarist. I don't compose writing the tabs first and then see what happens and then try to play. I know a lot of people do like this. I like to play, so that the inspirations, the ideas, they come when I'm playing. What happens is sometimes I'm not able to play perfectly. I can hear the kind of what's going to happen if I play. I can imagine a well-played part, so I do it anyways. So my first demos, it might be like not well played, and some parts are like kind of weird, but I can hear the right thing, and then I know if I take the time, if I practice, we'll be fine, right? So that's the way I do it. But I'm always playing, and I get inspired when I play. It's just weird for me to type the notes and then see what happens, But I know it's a way of composing, and then I respect that. But I prefer to get the emotions flowing while playing. This one from Evan Teacher. Why did you do that to me, bro? I look dumb singing out loud all the beautiful melodies from open source. Oh, thank you very much, Evan Teacher. Actually, I know the feeling. I remember the song Vital Signs. I was like singing the melody a lot, and sometimes just going out and then, walking and listening to the demos and try to imagine a next part, or singing the melodies or singing the parts, and see, how, if the song would be working, would be ready or not. So I know the feeling of singing the songs or singing the melodies like crazy, and other people looking like, what's going on? Thank you very much. Anyways, another one from Carolina de Sena. It's in Portuguese. A influência de música brasileira em algumas músicas do álbum. So she's asking is there any Brazilian music influence on the songs? Yes, everywhere. But sometimes those influences are disguised, right? But, I grew up in Brazil. I grew up listening to Brazilian music, my heroes are all the Brazilian composers and Brazilian musicians. So of course, there's a lot of Brazilian stuff there, but the song Sertão, which is a Portuguese name for the song, and all the rhythms, the melodies, the motifs, the chord progressions, the scale I'm using, the whole thing is very Brazilian, is very clear, and even the name of the song is in Portuguese, so I wanted to make it very clear. Okay, this is like the Brazilian song of the album, but of course, there's a lot of elements everywhere, even in a song like Vital Signs that starts with the maracatu. So the accents of the maracatu. So sometimes I get the accents, the influence from the samba or the maracatu, baião, so the main rhythms from Brazil, and of course the melodies, and of course, mainly I would say the harmony, because I grew up listening to Jobim and Caetano Veloso, Chico Buarque, Djavan, and so Gilberto Gil, so many great composers, and the harmony was always a great thing in the Brazilian music. Edu Lobo, Milton Nascimento. I said I will do a video about the Brazilian music. I will do it. So yeah, so it's everywhere. It's everywhere. This question here from Bat Bia. Most difficult song to write and the most difficult song to play. So the most difficult song to play is not about one song, it's more like specific parts in different songs, challenging parts in different songs. That's what happens normally. Because like Imminent Threat is a fast song, the riff is kind of hard, but the other parts are not so difficult. I would say that Black Ice has the most difficult intro, and I know the intro will be very hard to play live. So I know, I have to be prepared for that. The most difficult song to write, I would say, is Vital Signs was the most difficult. Not because it's so complex, because it took, I had the intro, this part. I had that part, the whole intro, and then the different vibes from that part. But then I had something else, which I don't remember, but I didn't like it. So I had to, revisit the song many times, and then I decided to just erase the whole thing and I just kept the beginning, and then I created this, and then the melody of the bridge and the chorus and then the riff. So this riff, the melodies, so this was all new, So sometimes another song was In Motion. Also, I had the riff and something completely different, and then I was listening. I was like, it's not this, and then I came back several times, and then one day just like, okay, erase the whole thing, keep the riff only, and then start from the beginning. And then sometimes you need just to erase stuff. If you're not feeling that's the part, that's the thing for the song. I was feeling like the riff is much better than the rest of the song. So no, I want to have a great song, not like a great riff and something else. So the most difficult songs to compose are not the most difficult songs to play, or sometimes are not the most difficult, more complex songs. Sometimes it sounds pretty simple, but it's hard to get to that point, right? All right, I think that's it for now. Again, down below here, the link for the songs, the backing tracks, the stems, the music video, and also the guitar experience that is happening on July 18th this Sunday, right? So spending 8 hours with me, creating, composing, and playing, sharing your ideas, and I can help you to develop your ideas with you. That's the idea of our Guitar Experience 2021. And yeah, so subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video. Bye.